Hello, friendly backyard mechanic here. I'm working on a 2004 Nissan Altima. It's the 2.5 engine, which is probably going to be different than the V6s. Had to change the alternator today, so when you change the alternator, of course, you have to take the belt off in order to change the alternator. And there's a couple parts that you have to take out that's unexpected in the process. Sometimes people will, to get the belt off, they take the tire off and then they do all that stuff, which I don't know if everybody thought that. So I was just gonna come in here real quick and say there's a way to do it without that and how I did that. So obviously I already changed it, but little recap here. So first thing you would do right here is where your coolant reservoir sits. It's 2 bolts, 2 10mm. You take those out. One goes here. Sorry, I'm bad at filming. One goes here. You take those out with a ratchet, and then you disconnect the line right here that goes to the radiator. Then you can pull that thing just straight out. Next, you have a 10mm bolt that's holding this guy into place. This is like all your relays and stuff. I took the cap off just to kind of get more room. And then right down here, you can't see it because I took it out already, but right down here is a 10mm on this side of it. As you can see, the hole there. You'll take that out. Then there's a clip on the front. Take the clip out, this whole thing will slide up. You could just wiggle it out of the way just a little bit. And then underneath is this bracket. This bracket you have to take out because it's keeping the big, long, bolt that your alternator will sway on. You can't take that bolt out unless you take that bracket out. The bracket is 2 12mm bolts. They go right there. Take those guys out with a super long extension and a ratchet. Then you can obviously take off the stuff on the alternator, like where your power goes, the clip to the alternator. There's a bracket up here you have to take off, and then I undid this bolt right here. This is like the retaining one that holds it in place to this bracket up here. When you take that out, your alternator will drop a little bit. Don't worry, you can easily by hand lift it up and push it back into place when you get the belt back on. Then, right down here, terrible lighting, but so this is the first pulley. I think that's your, here, let's see if I can get some light on this somehow. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay, let's get a little closer. There we go. So here's your alternator. Okay, we're gonna go down. That pulley right there is the water pump, and then that one right under it, you can see, that is your tensioner. That takes a 14mm. I used you can't fit a socket in there super well unless you got a special one. I used a 14mm wrench. You fit it on there. It's not easy to move, so then you do the whole, let me see if I can show you that real quick. I don't know what I did with mine. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're gonna fit this guy on there. Just gotta reach down there carefully to get it on. Okay, got it on. All right, now you see how it's sticking out. Got it sticking out. Now, if you guys don't know this trick, a lot of you already do, you just take another wrench and you just put it on like that, and you've made an extension, and that makes it a lot easier to move that. And then you're gonna push that all the way down this way towards the front of the car. Then you could slip the belt off of the alternator, and then you could get this last bolt, which is, sorry, everything's in the way, right there. See that little guy? Right there, that's your bolt. That's that long one. You're gonna pull it out. After that, just wiggle the alternator off. Make sure you have all this disconnected up here first. Oh, I forgot to say, just in case some of you guys didn't know, take the battery off. You don't want your battery connected while you're changing an alternator. I've seen a car light on fire one time in the AutoZone parking lot from that. So that's why you don't do that. Anyways, once you have all that done, put the new alternator on. I put the bolt, this long bolt back in there. When you put that long bolt back in there, I didn't tighten it all the way down. That way it just had some free play. It probably still will, regardless, but just in case, I don't know. So I was just like, I'll tighten it close to all the way down and then get it in there. And then that will make it to where your alternator will only have so much movement, so it'll still be in that drop down. So then you pull your thing, slip the alternator belt back on, make sure your belt's aligned. A lot of times the belt will slip off right down there on the AC condenser, or sorry, not condenser, compressor. So make sure that's aligned first, and then slip it on. You need to make any adjustments once you get it on there. You could, of course, pull the lever and pull the lever, Kronk. You can pull the lever and then you can straighten things out. And then you come up here before you get this bolt back in. You can honestly, if you might need someone else if you're not strong, but if you're like decently strong and just want to get it done, you could just lift this up with one hand and then feed that bolt through just enough to get it to stay in place. And then put everything back. This is a super quick video. I don't like to do edits, so I just decided I would say it all. I hope this helps somebody. Again, this is a 04 Nissan Altima 2.5. It works on other years probably, but don't know what those are. Yeah, bye.